Hi Mark, so this is my Project 3 videos demonstration. So I guess we'd start off here, what gets the project going here. So this is my collect and transmit for part 1. So what this does is it generates two random numbers between 1 and 10, which is our process variable, right? Because we're using 1 to 10, but in reality, and there's usually a bunch of them, but we're just using 1 to 10. And then with a value from 0 to 100 from the analog input, which is being supplied by our pot. So this obviously sets up our basic analog input. This reads it. The PVID, this generates our random numbers from our PVID between 1 to 10, and then our value scales it down, so it's a PV value from 0 to 100. And then I just have a print statement, obviously just to print the values, the numbers, and then I got my time.sleep, which lets program sleep for 1,000 milliseconds or 1 second. So that's what that does. You obviously not in order to even get the project going. So this right here, my receive and store data, this is just the basic starting. Let's get it load here. This is just to get us going to make sure that we're able to receive and store our data. So if I were to click start here, and then it's in the sending. So obviously this, as you can see, is collecting data. And then my PV value is at 0 right now, so that's not good. So if I just turn that up a bit there, obviously as you can see, it's going back up. That's all that one does. That's just to get us started off. So now our main program is right here. So this goes into our main page. So let's get it started here. So when I click start, I just added a few features that if it says start, it's updating, and if it says stop, then it's not updating, because obviously it's updating when it's starting. So we go into our PVs here. So this is our 10 process variables that I've just selected either via the internet or different things like that. So obviously this gives us our ID from 1 to 10. This gives us our name, our units of what we're using, and then our slope and offset. So that's what that does. Our values here, this just shows us our PV ID and our PV value. Like I said, this is randomly generated. This is from 0 to 100, and this is just our timestamp, so this is just constantly updating as the most recent time. So in relationship, these two come together to make this query, and that's what that's for. So in order for this query to work, the PVs and the values tables need to be in a relationship. So as you can see in design view here, I'm just going to bring that down a bit. Come on, there we go. So as you can see, the ID and the PV ID are in the same relationship, and same with this table. So those need to be together in order for this query to work, because what we're doing in this query is we're calculating our new PV value, which is this right here, and this just gives us our units, and this is our names. So obviously whatever random PV ID pops up, whatever names is associated to with is gonna go with it. So obviously PV ID right here, it says it's 9. So if you go in here, 9 is tank volume. So when you go back down to here, 9 tank volume, perfect, right? This is like our M in our YMX plus B equation, because this is our variable values coming in. So I'm just going to refresh it here, and as you can see, it's changing. So now let me go back to design view. So down here, I'll have it just descending, so it's up when it's updating, it's going down. So down here, so this right here, our PV value, I'm just gonna stretch that out. So this gives us a new PV value. So this is in our equation, our y equals mx plus b, where y being our new PV value, our m being our current PV value, as it's like as the pot's being turned, that's like our pot, right? And then our slope, which is given in our PVs, and then those two times together plus our offset, which gives us our y equals mx plus b, which gives us our new PV value, which is being shown in this table right here. So that's what that's for. So this is like this query one's like our main query. So what that's doing, I guess before I go on, I should show you my modules, how I get all this data to be displayed in the table. So obviously the first thing you need to do is change it to put your COM port, which is in like device manager, force it to be whatever COM port you want. In my case it's 3. You got to change your baud rate here to make sure this is the correct baud rate for the microcontroller. Scroll down here, a few things you had to change from the Excel coding. right here. So if is a numeric array 0, so is it an array 0? So what this does is it copies the first value of the string into I1. Same thing for this, because obviously binary is 0 and 1. So this copies the second value of string in I2. So that's what that does. So now, if you go down here to our insert into statement, so this insert into, is inserting values into, it's inserting this PVID, PV value into this table, with the values of I1, I2, and timestamp, which are coming from right here. So this is giving us like our order of how the table is going to be generated, and it's putting those values in there. That's what that's doing. As it says right here, inserts I1 into the quantity of table as well as 1 into the tag PVID, and the same thing into PV value, and the same thing into timestamp. So that's what that's doing. That's in order to get the correct values going into the correct process variables. And then, so like I said, this is like our main query. So then we go into, these are our different queries that are separated just for certain process variables. So this is like the one for flow. This is like for our maximum timestamps. This is one for pressure, and this is one for speed. Now how that was done is in design view, you could OR them all together in quotations, which gives us our all of our criteria, so that only ones with related into speed are being displayed here. So then this is our charts. So this is my one for flow rate. This is my one for pressure. So this just displays my charts. This is my one for process variable rates, which is all of them, and this is my one just for speed. And yeah, that's pretty much how everything works. Yeah, and then here we go, update stopped. Okay, bye-bye.